What's up?
First Tesla Model 3s are due Friday, 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
Cool. What's up?
First Tesla Model.
Okay. And now I can go back to continue. And hopefully everything can be heard and my AC is not too loud. Let's unplug that for now. I don't know why they put me in charge of a stronghold. This should be interesting. Although now I'm suddenly like, I have Suikoden flashbacks. Because they gave me a stronghold. And now it's doing nothing. And, oh yeah, I did reload once. Because the last time it said that there was a skeleton attack or something like that. And I was like, okay, cool, skeleton attack. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to let it manual and see what happens. And it was like, you have no keep, and you just built it. Reload. But I didn't get to loot the bodies. I actually went back and did it, and it didn't let me loot the bodies, and that was very sad.
Certainly.
Okay, so now, what the heck was I doing? I don't even remember. To the journal. I know that I was, okay, never far from the queen. See, never far from my queen. So that's where, right, so that's down in the something bay. Not Booty Bay, that's WoW. Man, I wish there was a way to overlay the Yahoo chat, or not Yahoo, the YouTube chat over this so that I can at least keep an eye on it and not have to always look at my other screen. I know, first world problems, whatever.
A few repairs and this keep will be a sight to see.
See if anything can be done. Oh, nope, I don't have enough money. I started repairing shit and realized that I got 4 real fast. Oh, where's the fast button? Over here. Yes. All the named people who can do things, you get to do things. 22 hours, go, go, go. Hey you. Wait. Yeah, I know that OBS does an overlay thing, but I'm using Shadow Play, and I know it has some overlay capabilities, but I don't know if it has like a chat for it, or like a chat mode as well. What's in here? The heck is this? Okay, so it's some sort of drug. Alright, I'll take it. Yeah, I was actually planning on streaming later tonight. Or sorry, earlier, I should say. I'm probably like 20 minutes late. But I wanted to make sure, like I wanted to see if I could get a way to overlay the chat, but I couldn't figure out a way or method to do so. Oh, I don't feel like... Let's see, is there anything fun this way? Over here, what? A young boy watches the passers-by and counts a grimy handful of coins. His face and arms are smudged with dirt, but except for the grass stains, his clothes are in good conditions. As you approach, he blinks and makes a quick, furtive effort to pocket his coins. Hey, miss, wanna know a secret? He wipes his nose with the sleeve. I know a real good secret. Oh, this sounds like a trap. Careful, I've traveled the continent and the hardest bargains still come from my 7-year-old. Nice. Sure, what is it? Clasps his hands behind it, kicking a loose puzzle. I just saw folks hiding some really neat things. I could show you where, but Mom and Dad told me not to talk to strangers. Yeah. His eyes slowly roll up at you. But maybe you can help me with something, then we wouldn't be strangers. Help you with what? The Crucible Knights have these daggers made out of March steel. It's the best steel around, except for Durgan steel, which doesn't count because no one makes it anymore. He stops long enough to catch his breath. Anyway, there's this merchant over by the exhibition hall, and he has a dagger made of real March steel. His eyes grow large and round. He said he wouldn't sell it to me because I'm a kid, and kids don't know anything about daggers. And that's not true. I know a lot about daggers. I know about the different kinds of steel. I know how the Crucible Knights make them to forge. I know that the tip can pierce low-gauge scale armor. That one that's good and sharp can cut through bone. See, I know plenty about daggers, and I really, really want this one, and if you could just get it for me, I promise I'll never ask anyone for anything ever again. Okay, that sounds like a child. In Masik, we begin training our daughters with the hunting knife as soon as they can talk. Many can field dress a hare before their 10th birthday. I wouldn't trust this kid with a butter knife. Oh, I don't want to grab him. That would be mean. I don't think this kid has parents. You'll poke your eye out, kid. Oh, I don't have the resolve for that one. Sounds legit. I'll get it for you. I knew a real adventurer would understand. There's a big merchant over by Admith's Den who sells weapons. He's the one with the dagger. I'll wait right here for you. Yeah, I don't think this kid has any parents anymore. Oh. Sorry if my chewing is actually really annoying, by the way. I've discovered the crack that is brownie brittle. What is this? Meh. What's in here? Uh-oh. As you approach the dead man, you can feel the faint traces of his soul lingering, a stunned uncertainty holding it in place. When you near, without warning, the soul hurries towards you as though you were solitary light in the dank gloom of this place. Come up to usher it away. Its essence invades your consciousness. Uh-oh. You are in a different body now, walking deeper into the catacombs, cloaked in a dark robe with a mask pulled over your face. You're following a familiar path along the canal, heading to a room built around a statue of a figure wearing a robe much like yours. Others are clothed in hoods and shadows. ahead is another figure dressed like you, traveling in the same direction. You don't know his name, and that's how it's supposed to be. Out of the darkness, something monstrous grabs the other figure. You turn to flee, but find yourself face to face with a troll. Whoa, that's bad. Panic pounding through your brain is interrupted by razor-edged teeth and claws, and you died. You snap yourself out of the dead man's memory. The corpse lies on the damp and grimy ground. His hood and mask are missing, and his clothes are shredded. And he draws up next to you. You alright? You looked almost like you'd lost your footing for a moment. Feels that way when I see into the ether. You really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people was born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually such individuals become elders or a lone set of tracks in the snow. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see, but looking at you, I'm not so sure. Neither am I. Believe it or not, I once would have rejoiced to know I'd been picked to travel far in search of something great, but even these gifts come with a cost, don't they? Forgive me if I was a little skeptical of your abilities before. I can't say I've met a real watcher before. Well, don't worry about her. She just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer her up, so I just let her. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. Every time she goes a little strange in the face, I try and see if I can hear anything. It hasn't worked so far. See if you can get her to tell you what the spirit said.
Yes?
Cute. Alright, let's see. I'm in a dungeon, technically, so what's in here? Just let you.
Stand together!
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
I was gonna say. Now we're great, Robin. Awesome. Missing you, MM. Love you more. Oh, Jesus. Warlock Wormblade, the Swedish chef. Oh, what's this? Balloon. Oh, okay, so it's a gem. Neat. From what I understand, all of like the grave markers and the random people that you can possibly come across are all like technical. Oh, well, there's a troll.
Margrin's fire casts light in
That was
dark
quick.
places.
There we go. You are not getting anywhere, so we'll just say you do that. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I wouldn't imagine. It sounds like it's also not doing what I wanted it to do last time. It's supposed to not be pausing. I want the voice up there because I need the voices, so I guess the effects and just the master volume. I can't really hear much of the music at all anymore. Okay. Yes.
At once.
Try that. Hopefully that'll work this time around.
Slow and silent.
I also need to learn to speak up at least a little bit better. I know he's up, by the way. So, I don't know what to do. Heavy. Young one who does not want to go to bed. Vicious, foul-smelling sludge ebbs in the trench. Well, yeah, it's a sewer. I am not surprised. Alright, there's nothing over there. What's over here? Ew, that looked like half a brain thing.
Stand together! Stand. That one hit true.
That's it!
What was that? Besides something super creepy. That works. I got some dank spores. Oh, body. Whoops.
Crave thou Thilat Thilim.
He's now very dead. A Wodic hood. Okay. Maybe I'll need it for a disguise.
Nice and quiet.
Oops.
I'm here.
How may I help?
What?
Ready, Watcher. Certainly.
Ooh, what's this? Tanglefoot.
Shh.
Map look like? Okay, so I am doing a bit of exploring.
That one hit true. Slow and silent.
Okay, I guess that's gonna bring me back around.
Light, flame, and sound. I can do that.
Yes.
That's settled.
I'm not.
Well, that was cool and fast. We got here a rod, sword, a shield, and some bone.
I'll see what I can find.
Guessing all of the gravestones, yeah, are all like from the Kickstarter and stuff.
Nothing I can do.
animals are taking care of this one. What's this? Another one of those gems. Freaky deaky. Okay. Alright, so what you're telling me is that there's definitely something here, but I don't know. Oh wait, duh.
Slow and silent.
Who is this? Yorn. This small Orlan man appears to have pulled together some crates and scraps of cloth to make a rather sorry-looking little camp. The thick fur on his limbs is matted, and his clothing smeared with blackening grime. He looked startled as you entered, his eyes widening in alarm.
How do you do?
Hello there. I wasn't expecting any visitors down here in these parts. What are you doing down here? I've been a little down on my luck lately. Didn't have anywhere to go or stay, so I thought I'd come down here. Nobody pokes around in the catacombs much, not until you, anyway. Yeah, hold on. A sad tale, but not the whole story, I think. What are you hiding? Oh, I think Survival 4 is a little bit easier. Expression pained. Yeah, I guess that's plain enough to see. Very well, it's true. I've been hiding from the knights down here, but it isn't what you think. It was an accident. It's been hard for me here in Defiance Bay. I suppose I thought if I got involved in city business, if I made the right friends, it would get easier in time. And it did, really. Made a name for myself, a place. People actually listen to me when I talk. Well, it used to. Uh-oh. Big man falling on hard times. People can get very passionate about these things. We were discussing, I think it was shipping agreements of all the things to fight over. And this one night, this man, he got very angry. I think maybe he'd had a little too much at the inn. And I guess he didn't like an Orlan talking back at him. I struck him, he came towards me, and I hit him, and he went over there like a tree. I guess he struck his head on the way down. Turns out he was a knight. Crucible Knights won't care how it happened, they just want me gone. They won't let me live long enough to see a rope, please. So you please. I just want to get out of this city. The second I can get money for passage, I won't trouble anyone again. I swear it. I'll live quietly, but you can't, please, you can't tell them I'm here. Okay, so I can extort him. I could tell him he's coming with me. The reward's worth more in life. That's just must. I don't think your secret's safe with me. Yeah, you'll face the destruction. That she seems pretty lawful. No, I'm not going to let them tell it their way. You want me dead, then you can do it with your own hands. Ah, crap. Oh well.
Great.
Unwanted. Report to the Crucible Keep. Okay. This wobbly little tent is barely standing. I mean, I feel a little bad. Queen that was and still is. Interesting. Sure, I'll take it. And yeah, sure, I feel kind of bad. A little bad. But at the same time, I'm like thinking, no, I'm pretty sure she's gonna want justice. He technically did kill a man.
I'm on the trail.
Okay, well that's the end there, so to this way. Big black oozes, that's what.
That's not very helpful.
here.
Roak 10!
But the combat's over. Why did you do that? Dork.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
Dead on! It's no use!
That's it!
Oh, okay.
That's it!
She's got the negative. Back. There we go.
Hello? Hello? Brave Dalfilathilim.
Where am I in here? Alright, so we'll go this way.
I shall be discreet.
Oh, somebody's got a gun. Let me look at that real quick. Because you're the one that does guns. But your gun is much better. So I'll leave it be. Oh, I triggered a trap.
Slow and silent.
Oh, lone figure in tattered robe shuffles across the chamber, muttering under his breath. As you approach, the figure halts and swivels its head towards you. Its haggard visage is a labyrinth of wrinkles and sores overgrown by a moss-like beard. What's this? Who disturbs Helig's work? Its voice rattles and gurgles like that of a drowning man. I was just exploring the catacombs. The figure aims a gnarled finger at the door, then go and thank your gods I'm not hungry. Then you're gonna die. There's nothing else beyond your way. What are you doing down here? Research, a hodgepodge of animancy and necromancy. I have peace and quiet as well as an abundant supply of subjects. What are those? Just a few personal projects. Sorry souls stuck in their mortal shells. Their flesh is as dead as mine, though their minds are not as well maintained. They flock to me like worms to drakes. They are not half as intelligent, but they serve for amusement. Okay, so what you're telling me is that all animancers in here are evil. Jesus, okay. And then this is a grim assortment of rusty blades. Adorns this. Oh, what's this? This silver locket is dented and tarnished. A faded portrait of a young nobleman still rests inside. His face has been worn away by time. Cool. I'm gonna take it, because you ain't stopping me. Oh, what's this? The scattered feverish notes detail various animatic procedures and rites of necromancy. Okay.
Slow and silent.
Back to here. Oh! Yep, okay. Wait. Is it just the cloud? Oh yeah, it's the cloud.
Hello! Shit!
Poisoned.
Sounds good. We'll totally just rest at the end or something like that afterwards. Alright, go away, Cloud. I am very unsubtle.
Aye?
Following your lead.
Wait,
Certainly. I'm here.
I think I got everybody. Except for this guy.
Not a sound.
Okay, what does he have right now? He is got a wretched knee, so he's moving slower. That's fine. Or he's going at a slower pace. That's fine. Oh, though now I have instant empathy. And for a brief moment, the AC is not blaring like a freaking
Yes?
foghorn. I don't know. Get back over here, dummy. Oh, too late.
I'm here.
Attack it.
Roar!
Why is everybody so stealth?
Roar!
I'm here.
Stand together!
Okay, you guys are the worst.
I'm here.
Whoop, knew that was coming. Get out of the cloud! Get out of the cloud! I knew the one time I decided not to be careful, it was going to be a trap.
Nice and quiet.
And the rest of these are just going to be just fine. Alright, we got here. Boots. It's fine. Everybody's fine. We're all good. We're alive. Let's give everybody something to make sure that they all have very hardy constitutions. Nothing? We came in. And there seems to be more over here. But I don't know how to get to it. So I'll just have to wait and see. So I guess I'll come back to the catacombs when it probably becomes a plot point.
Or whatever happens, at least we're out of that mud hole, Gilded Vale. I grew up in Gilded Vale. Quaint. That's what I meant to call it. No? You had it right.
I can't believe that's the same voice actor. Oh. Elderly man paces back and forth, taking short, hobbled steps. His gaze is distant, and beneath it are dark rings of many restless nights. Appears to be having a conversation with someone who isn't there. The way you fought, cutting down two at a time. We shared quite a victory, you and I. Who are you talking to? Man looks up at you, startled by the flame. For just a moment, I thought I heard her. What's going on? Just the memories of my youth in the North Watch Rangers, trials and adventures from a lifetime ago. Of late, the memory of lost battles and fallen friends has been especially vivid. Tell me about these memories. Been nearly 60 years. We were known throughout the dire wood then. We thought we'd adventure together forever, collecting coppers and inspiring songs. That was until we faced Helig of Thean. Hey, this is the guy that's my lead-in. Yeah, I totally found out when I was looking up the who the voice actor was. I was like, wait a second. Oh yeah, he was a wizard whose experiments in necromancy left a trail of bodies, some reanimated from Solus Vale to Midwood. We tracked him as he fled towards the Villain Republics, catching him just west of the Lake of Drowned Tomes. Well, I found him. We were full seasoned as we were not prepared for his foul magic. Our numbers were nothing against his power. He had like 4 guys down there. I think we should be good. A wiser man would have retreated, not me. By some curse of the gods, I was knocked out, and when I woke, my rangers, my Rowena, they were all dead. He held his empty air in his arms. Who's Rowena? I'm pretty sure I know who Rowena is. And now you hear this woman's voice? I know this sounds like an old man's madness, but I hear her, a voice just over my shoulder calling to me in my dreams. At night, I see her wandering the catacombs beneath the city trying to escape. That's probably because she's there. Foolish as it sounds, I can't shake the idea that she's somehow down there, waiting for me. I even ventured below, though it damn near cost me my life. Where half the warrior was in my youth, I'd search every grave and rat hole. As it is, I'm stuck with this feeble body and the agonizing notion that my love is somehow down there beyond my help. You want me to teach it him? I have Mother Madness to a silly old fool. Okay, I'll search. I'll look. I like Quest XP. I'm nice. There's an entrance just southwest of here on the other side of the canal. You're truly a gift from the gods if there's anything you can find of her. Alright. Let me at least sleep first, because I think Aloth's wretched knee will be sad otherwise. Oh, commoners, refugees, wait. Nope, I need a sleeps. I need someplace to sleeps. Are you a place to sleep? Oh yeah. I would like to watch Critical Role, I really would, but it is so long. Like, they're up to like episode like what, 100 and something or something crazy like that. And it's like I said, I would love to be able to catch up and figure out what the hell is going on. Okay, this is not an inn. But I don't have the wherewithal to focus. And also it seems like it's really hard to figure out where like the first one is. Like, apparently when you try to YouTube it, the
Have you
first
ever
one
chased
that
a
they
skirt
tell you...
wizard? Or do you merely hide behind them?
Don't pawn your personal problems off on me.
They will use you, cast you
Hold on.
off when it suits them. Never speak another word to you.
Maybe they just don't answer to fiery whore.
Well, that sounds fun. But yeah, like, was it there? Well, okay. Soon indeed, yeah, figures. But yeah, no, I knew they were up to 103 or something like that, because I have a couple friends on Tumblr who post about it all the time, and I'm like, stuff looks cool, and I vaguely have an idea of some of the characterizations for some of the characters that are being played, but at the same time, I'm like, I just do not have the time to sink into that many episodes. Like, and they're like 4 or 5 hours a shot, too. They're crazy long. What's this? Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Oh, wait, what? Unlocking this will require the proper key. Okay. Alright, well, this is not an inn, so... Holy crap. I'm gonna turn off my Discord because it is losing its damn mind. Or at least I'm gonna try to. Or not. I'm not gonna be able to, because for whatever reason my game is deciding to be a turd monster. Game, why are you doing this? Stop. Okay, hopefully that stopped it. I hope. Just that constant blip, 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 blip was getting to me. It's probably just as irritating in the stream too. What's in here? Oh, a grappling hook. I like those. Okay. Is this the inn? Ah. You can turn right back around. The lower floor is all yours, but nobody goes upstairs. Why not? Because you'll be breathing through new holes in your neck if you head up there. And that's why. Just mind your own business. Once you're on this SPEV, you're not going to much care where you are anyway. Alright, well, this is a drug den, and I don't want to be here, so... Not an inn. Oh, that's probably where I needed to go. Herder.
Gods keep you.
The man behind the bar is nearly the size of an Almawa. A hand up protrudes from his back, and his face is set in a stoic frown. He gives you a small nod. Here for a drink? Turns in one broad hand, but doesn't drink. Could I get a room? Let's see. I'm gonna go with Vixen's Burrow. Because why not? Yeah. You're late to the game, Adam. Okay. Ooh, what are you playing?
You've been on your own for 5 years.
I've had Ichimak.
But you can't talk to him.
My standards changed around year 2.
Nice. Legit. Alright, back into the catacombs. I gotta find Rowena. Oh, is swim practice today? So what you miss is that I already actually ransacked this place earlier. However, I apparently missed the guy that was going to be the quest giver and just went straight for the quest. Wait. Oh, I think I missed this down here.
Nice and quiet.
I'm here.
Is it trapped? Okay, not trapped.
I'm here.
Okay, well, it's probably not down that way. I did trigger all the traps before. So I hope that means that I don't have to, they don't re-trigger. Alright, try again. Dalton sent me to look for Rowena. He leans back and bursts into raucous laughter. His threadbare robes drift apart, revealing an amulet and a ragged wound running chest to throat. It spatters black, viscous fluid on the floor with every cat. This guy's so worm-tainted. That old fool's still alive. I do hope he still doesn't bear a grudge for that incident. It was so very long ago. You may want to get that looked at. Well, he believes she's still in here. Hold on, I'm trying to draw out some information from this butt. He seems to restrain another bout of chuckling. Oh, you could say that. If you were to retrieve my grimoire from Modred, I'll let you in on the secret. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. What if I just beat the secret out of you? You could try, but then you'll just end up dead. No bargain. I'll find her without you. Alright. So, everybody attack, and maybe I'll have you just throw... Wait. Yeah. What does he have here? I like that. Woohoo! They're all dead.
Yes?
Yeah, that guy was dirty. Okay, fine scepter. I think you might like that. And you want his Grimorum. And we'll do that. And then soul or ooh. Ooh, wait a say. A soul prowls within the bloodstone like a caged Stilgar. It's filled with fierce, restless energy. Who are you? See an image in your mind of a woman in heavy leather armor bearing twin daggers. Next to her is a man, young and handsome, who calls her Rowena. The vision shifts to a windswept plain next to a lake. 50 men and women in matching leathers lay dead, their bodies contorted and deformed by some sinister sorcery. Rowena falls among them, her body collapsing next to the young man you saw earlier. She's too weak to speak, but the name Dalton appears in your mind. A lone figure strides across the battlefield, barely bothering to step over the corpses. His eyes are filled with a natural light and fixed on Rowena. He reaches out to her, and what little life remained in her body departs. When he takes the amulet from around her neck, you feel her anguished soul trapped within it. With a final contemptuous glance at the fallen Dalton, the man departs. Dalton sent me to find you. Your soul pulses with warmth that fills your mind with memories of a young man who's both bold and generous, but fury and despair gnaw those images away until all you can feel are cold, crimson walls presses against you, and something loathsome feeding off of you as the years fade into decades. What do you want? You see an image of the amulet shattering and the soul inside rising and dissipating among the stars. Okay. So, break it because she's tired. It's pretty much what this comes down to. Which, you know, that's legit. Alright, let's look at the Grimoire really quick. You already... Wait, no, that's your Grimoire. Did I, like, switch it out for... Yeah. That was dumb. It's because they look identical. Awesome. There we go. Okay, he's got Conceal Hot's Draining Touch. Sure, you can learn that one. And... what green glowing sign? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna say we'll learn... Yep. He's gonna learn that too, because why not? How many first level spells can he actually be knowing right now? Okay, well now we can put this in here. And then, oh, okay, so there we go. How many level 3s can he have? Sure. What's his level 1s looking like? Let's see, he's got Magic Missile. I think Eldritch Aim is good. Jolting Touch, Thrust of Tattered Veils. You know, that's always a good one to probably have. Yeah, that's also really annoying, so we're gonna do that. Oh, the green, it's like a rift or something like that, and it's the chanter. He does this, summons 3 skeletons when it happens, and when he does that, so it's kind of a cool spell actually. Granted, you have to, like, as soon as the skeletons arrive, you need to actually tell them what to do, otherwise they just stand there.
Certainly.
Boy needs to get his head out of books and into the fight!
Oops. That sucked.
I'm here.
He has a severe burn. Sounded pretty. What are you playing?
Warhammer Total War.
Oh. Well. Apparently there's more levels to this place. You know, I think I'll come back. Let me go at least talk to Dalton first. Somebody has a cannon. Just saw on the thing or whatever, I'm pretty sure one of our neighbors has a cannon. I'm like, what? Run faster! My cursor's going faster than you butts. There we go. What is it? The song of the song of the Necrodancer? That's the. Is it the Song of the Necrodancer? Is the name of the game? Crypt of the Necrodancer. That's a hilarious game. Very catchy. I did play it for a little bit, but I have no rhythm, so. Yeah, no, I don't feel like being that embarrassed.
Greetings.
Let's see. Oh, I can keep it? No, I don't think so. Show him the amulet, yes, but it's not as you expected. Or when I used to wear this, where did you get it? Who's kept her soul trapped inside for decades? It's time to set her free. No, please, after searching for her for so long, he gazes at the image just to have her close to me, to visit her in my dreams. That would be enough. Enough for you, but what about her? Oh, thank God, there's something I can say. If you'd keep her trapped in this amulet for the sake of your own comfort, you're no better than the wizard who imprisoned her. Yeah. You're right. Please let me do it. He draws a club with a trembling hand and crushes the amulet. As the gem cracks, you feel essence rush from it. Old man looks at the shattered gems and thank you for showing me reason. Perhaps she'll wait for me in the next life. By the flame, she won't have to wait long. Please take this. It's from my old adventuring days. I think it's time I finally let them go. Hooray! Yeah, Crypt of the Necrodancer is hilarious and
I'm
fun,
here.
and the music is catchy. It's really catchy. It's really cool. But because it requires you to have rhythm, which I have none of, it's also very hard. What? Oh, shut up. What's Bard mode?
That's where you don't play to the rhythm. It's just that every time you move, everyone else makes one move too.
Oh, okay. So it's for those of us who are rhythm impaired. Rhythm impaired. I'm gonna punch you in the. You just keep it up. All right. Back to the inn because somebody's got a boo.
Gods keep you.
Okay, let's see. I'm guessing he's a robot. Name's Bishop, used to be Scholar. And I run the Goose and Fox to keep the regulars in line. Oh, okay, maybe that's the handle. Never mind. It says he has a handle sticking out of his back, and all I can think of is, like, is that where you put your key? What's more to tell you? Sure, it was found in the early days of Darwood Dependence by a traveling scholar named Earl of Levi. He wanted a place where... Is that the guy I just killed? I think learn where the place fill up, back in various spots. What happened next? Soon kith were coming from the farms and settlements too. This place got even more popular with the Valyrian sailors than the Salty Mast. And that was the problem. No matter what people say about fair-mindedness and civil debate, there's only so much people will tolerate. Earl found himself on the wrong side of an argument with the wrong Thane, and when he disappeared for a few days later, some said it was the work of that Thane. Oh, okay, better only which way the wind was blowing. If you ask me, he skipped town, hid out somewhere, hoping for the rational minds to prevail in Vinance Bay. Get a room. I like this one. Fletcher, stay. Rest. Ooh. 5 upgrades to Stronghold. I wonder if that means because something actually got thingied. Okay. Bailey is complete. Woohoo! Which means I have a bunch of stuff that I can do. But I need security is what I need. Towers. Upgrading the towers will grant a perception bonus when resting. Provides further protection to the Bailey from invaders of the south. I barely have enough. I will do it. And then I will try and sell all of my crap to this dude.
Hail, traveler.
Okay, trade. Now, let's see if he'll take my crap. A sword, and a great sword, and a wand, and a sword, and another thing, and a thing, and a thing, and a thing, thing. Just take my stuff, because I'm running out of bag space. Luckily, I'm not actually worried about weight for all this garbage. No, I don't need that pistol. Come on, there we go. People's grimoires. I think I've already done all of these things. So I'll just sell them because I've already learned everything I can from them. That's why they're in here. We'll keep all of the special stuff. Pretty sure I don't need all these freaking outfits. Hide armor. You want to check on him? It could be my game freaking with me, but I don't think I need this many leather armors, jeez. Or this many padded armors. Or a robe. Can I have like one of each and I should be happy. Alright, that's a lot of hats. And hoods. And helmets called acorns. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Miscellaneous crap. Whatever, I'll keep it. I wonder if I can keep keeping. Like, it'll just keep going, maybe? Hopefully. Alright, well, I'm gonna trade you and buy nothing, so have fun. Enjoy that. Oh, let's see if there's anybody here. I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna be like, yeah, I don't want to... This feels like a game I could get lost in for hours if I actually had to read up every single person's thing. No! I'm not gonna steal from people here. That's just rude. Ah, okay. If I had an easy place to swim, I would do it too. If nothing else, to just sit there and kick my feet in it.
Adair, you have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Sure. Okay.
Welcome.
Okay. Are you selling a dagger made of March steel? You must be looking for Igrin. See that tall animal over there? He sells that weaponry. Meanwhile, Aloth is going, I want it. Can I has it? Do you actually need the gems for anything? Like, do you craft stuff with the gems or anything like that in here, or? Oh, okay, so I should keep it. So, never mind, lady. I'm looking for this guy, Igrun. Okay.
Gods keep you.
Did he just say gods kick me? Or keep me? Okay, well, so in a stall, polishing a broadsword, the patterned flesh around his eyes is crinkled with age, and the muscles in his arms are knotty and lean, but he holds the weapon with ease. Come to take a look, you won't find a finer collection of armor and weaponry in Defiance Bay, outside of Sonolids, of course. I'm looking for a particular dagger made of March steel. Just like the Crucible Knights use? Let me guess, you've been talking to that kid, right? I'd be tempted to sell it to you anyway and let the little rascal learn his lesson, but a pack of adventurers already took it off my hands. Oh no! If March steel daggers only given to Crucible Knights, how did you get your hands on one? A lot of steel passes through my hands, friend. Don't make it my business to ask where it all comes from. Fair enough. I don't mean to pry. I'm not trying to get you into trouble, but you should be careful about what you trade and whom you trade it with. Trafficking in stolen goods is risky. Give me a small discount at your store. The Crucible Knights don't need to know where it came from either. Oh. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. Appreciate the concern, but there's no need to worry. I keep my nose clean enough. Tell me more about the dagger. Made out of high purity iron ore that comes out of the White March Mountains. Traditionally, the smiths of the Crucible Keep have smelted it into daggers and swords, which they only give to the Knights of the Crucible. Of course, I'd be surprised if the kid didn't already tell you all of this. Who would you sell it to? Folk like that only visit the Copper Lane to crew up at Admeth's Den Expedition Hall or down Pint at the Goose and Fox, and since they weren't headed to the den, well, you've got my best guess. What's so special about Sunlid? She operates in the Expedition Hall. He jerks a thumb over her shoulder, sells the best equipment in the city, but Waynon keeps her on a short lease, keeps her fine inventory reserved for chartered expeditionists, members of the dozens, and anyone else he takes a liking to. Let's see what you got. Just to double check and make sure he doesn't actually have the stupid dagger. Wait. It's not the dagger. Okay. So it doesn't have it. So I didn't add it to something secret. Okay. There was like a couple of like amulets and stuff that I definitely picked up, and now I want to make sure that... Oh, what's this? What's a warrior's club? Okay, that's just gonna go in here because it's a rod. Same with this. And that. Okay, what does he have? He's got Whispers of Yenwood. No, it's not the club I wanted. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, okay, it's not as cool. You've got a gun and a two-handed sword. You need light armor. What do you need? Oh, you both have fine hides, so I guess that goes in there. Rabbit fur glove of crit multiplier bonus 10%. How can I tell? Oh wait, there we go. You know what? I'm gonna give her some crit. Why not? That just go in here. Soak in that. Oh yeah, I wanted to keep that in case I needed to. You know what? Why not? Apparently, Edgar got all of the, like, weapons and crap. This pistol, yeah. Alright, freeze, DR bonus, stealthy. Okay, who's gonna be sneaking the most? Maybe me? Yeah, be me. Tarnished locket, whatever, that's gonna go in here for now. It has a kitty, but I don't know how to equip her. How do I get my kitty cat to follow me? Do I put it? Oh, there we go! Yay, kitty cat. There's another one that's in here somewhere. You know, this is actually better than what he got, so... He's got a staff, but it's like specially named in probably all of his. Okay, there was another one. I think I had a spider? There it is. Okay. Tiny spider. I'll give the tiny spider to the crazy guy. He doesn't get a spider. Does nobody else get that? Okay, I'm the only one that gets this, the pet, so it's gonna be a cat. Legit. Cool. Alright, now I gotta try to find these people. Not this guy. Adventurers. Miserable bastard. Who's the miserable bastard? A woman sits by herself spinning some thing on the table in front of her and watching it with furious intent. It's about the size of a coin and it wobbles over a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. She snatches it up with one hand and slams a half-empty cup down on the table with the other. This is not a good time. You look like you could use another drink. I'll get there. She looks for a drink glass, just trying to calm down and trying to talk myself out of something foolish. Something foolish. There's something I need to give my fiance, Pernisk. Only he doesn't seem to go anywhere without his new friends, and they're not exactly pleasant company. Who hit you? I know how this looks, but you don't understand. It's not like Pernisk. Sees new friends of his, and they brought out the worst in him. Oh boy. Oh, the purple pink mist thingy is like basically it's part of the gimmick of being a watcher. It's like, you know, you're going into soul mode, soul rating mode, I guess. They come into our house with their dead eyes and their black teeth. I'm not a fool. I know what it means. Pernisk makes me leave when they show up, but it's obvious what they come to do. Last time they came, I told them to get out, let them have their fun somewhere else, somewhere in the gift, but not under my roof. Okay, so drug den people. Seth changes you, I guess. The Pernisk I knew wouldn't have squashed a spider. Never thought he'd... Oh boy. Thought it made them not do much. I don't really know. Seemed better than believing. He's always been this way. Maybe I talked to him? There's nothing more to say to him. We're finished. I just want to give this back to him and have a clean break. Him with his grandmother's, even after this, I don't have the heart to sell it off. But if I go back there myself, I know what'll happen. I'll lose my temper and I'll probably wind up with another one of these. I'll take it back to him. The house is just north of here. Just please don't hurt him. As furious as I am, I don't want that on my conscience. Oh, okay. No matter what I do, it's gonna be like he's gonna be hurt. Whatever. Somebody's philosophizing. An actor. Merchant. Who's Brad Furies? No, I need the people that have the thing, and that's stealing. I'm not gonna steal. I need to find the adventurers that have this thing. Nope. Nope, he's also a thing. Maybe I can ask this guy.
How do you do?
No. Do you know anything about a March Steel Dagger? Haven't seen anything that crossed my bar, that's for sure. But I wouldn't wager against someone here having a blade like that. Check upstairs. I saw a group head that way not long ago carrying plenty of steel. Goodbye. Yeah, it's also used a lot in the main quest, but it's like I can't be bothered to read every single person. Like, that's the one thing that sucks, is that I can't tell if any of these people that are the random people, like, if they're gonna be, like, plot important. I'm just, like, clicking on people randomly anyway. Is it these guys? No. That's books. No. No. What's this? Something I can take, so I will. Ah, come on. Hold on. Many stories. Okay, so maybe it's these guys? Or this guy?
Welcome.
There we go. You look like you've seen a night or two in the wilds. Joining us for a drink? Who are all you? Tombstone Wexel. The lady next to me is Key. We've had a run with the expeditions, but we were hoping to enjoy a little peace and quiet for the next few weeks. I'm Dreadshot Daedon. This is Hardy and Ilfa. Kind of separate expeditions, but we both suffered losses and decided to band together. Beasts, barbarians, baywax. It's a dangerous time to be an adventurer, but a prosperous one too. And here's to many more prosperous journeys. Can you buy a March Steel Dagger? He displays the blade in the flap. I did, and a fine piece it is. I don't know if any any more circulating in the city outside the steel of the Crucible Keep, of course. How much to take it off your hands? Seeing as how there's set a sudden demand for this, 100 pans seems fair. Let's see what the intellect says. Can't be too careful around the authorities these days, especially as in Orland. Fine, I'll sell it, but not for less than 50. Getting my money back at the very least. Deal. Pleasure doing business. Nope. I wonder if the Kickstarters were supposed to come up with the stories, or if they just wrote them for them and used names that they were asked to use or something. Alright, let's go back to the kid. Alright, kid, I got your dagger. You've been waiting for me for 3 days. Did you get that? Did you get it? Do you have the dagger? Can I see it? I'm not gonna... I have the dagger right here. So sharp. Yeah, survival force. Slowly out of dagger pommel first. Listen, first. When you're not using it, keep it sheathed or it will rust. Don't show it off or someone's going to take it away from you. Or worse, it's a weapon, not a toy. I'll take good care of it, I promise. So about that secret. So one of the actors hides something under a loose stone near the theater. Probably nothing as good as a March steel dagger, though. Thank you for telling me. Loose brick by the theater. Well, if Goose and Fox is a theater, so... Is this it? The Goose and Fox. Okay, but where do I find said loose brick? Can't go back here. Can I go over here? Well, these guys, their names are green and purple. Matthias Nikolais. Wow, that is a block of text, so I'm pretty sure somebody, not the team, wrote that. Okay, well. Oh, and the theater's a big outdoor amphitheater thing? Okay, cool, thanks. Yeah, because I saw actors and stuff like that in the, Goose and Fox, so Dirty Rigbart. Right, everyone know the plan? Up the wall and in the window, grab the jewel for the pretty little lord, we got it. Listen, dwarf, if I have to, we have company. What's going on here? Smile like a ragged scar stretches across the man's face. That's the least of your concerns, friend. Oh, are you guys gonna attack me? I made a grave mistake coming here. He raises his blade. Yep. Dirty Rigbart.
Dead on!
What we got here? Thieves' letter. Our contact inside Raymount Manor will leave a second-story window ajar. He's confirmed the location of the heart of the White March in a hidden chamber. Get your crew together and head to Brackenbury before Lord Raymount moves the jewel. AD. Oh, taking all your stuff because I can. And taking all that stuff, and taking all that stuff, and seeing this stuff. Loose, long, jagged tears slice across the garden. Seen in this painting. Somebody didn't like it. Few bedrolls, spare tunics.
It's no trouble.
I'm gonna
There you
unlock
go.
this, and money, and a quarterstaff. Okay, what's in here? Anything? Nothing? Nope. Sure. The bed. Muddy boot prints and splotches of ale stain the bed sheets. Messy people. Woof. Everyone's trapped. That's okay. Everybody's fine. We're good. Yep. Okay.
I'm here.
So you can go over here and try and check it out. Okay.
Yes?
Where's Blueberry? Oh, Blueberry.
I'm here.
I was like, where'd you go? Okay, let's look at the amphitheater in the center. Ah ha ha ha, thank you for telling me that, because I would too have been trying to sit here and like go around the goose and fox. But the amphitheater is right there. Schmutz. What's this guy? Sorry, I can't talk. As gay as a could cut stone, she turns her chiseled cheekbones to the sky and favors you with a look of acknowledgement. Her eyes shimmer under silver eyeshadow and a razor-precise line of kohl. Where you can speak, she throws up her hand in her
Hail,
bag.
traveler.
Autographs after the performance, please. Great art requires great concentration, and greatness is expected from the Revel of Stars. Revel of Stars? We are the finest theater troupe in the city. We believe that the best art is immersive and true to life. We stage our performances right here in Copper Lane for the edification of all. I suppose I could spare a moment for a fan. Does it take in new members? But of course, good drama is balm to the soul, and we wish to offer a true theatrical experience to as many as possible. What kind of members do you take? We'll take in the new and old, the tall and small, the experienced and inexperienced, whoever is best suited to fulfill a role to the utmost. How long do you keep members? As long as they are able to satisfy the demands of their roles. True acting can be a grueling process, so some last longer than others. I want to ask something else. What do you do? That depends entirely on the demands of the role. I'm the Pallid Knight, the Widow of the Wood, and the Warrior Queen Malga, all at different times. To live a different life each day is a glorious thing indeed. Yes, well, I LARP, so I get it. Alright, so somewhere I'm gonna find a thing. It's up here. Edges are strewn with chicken, bones, bottles, and greasy scraps of paper. Okay. So where is the loose stone? It's gotta be here somewhere.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Interesting.
There it is. What did I find? Another... Oh, it's a figurine. Uses one per rest. What's this? This wooden beetle has had lifelike detail carefully burned into a carved shell. Tiny barbs are etched into its legs, and its folded wings bear mazy patterns. Summon some beetles. Oh, neat. Alright, yes. Alright, well that's cool. It's probably worth 50 copper. Krant, what do you mean Krant? Okay, I think I don't... Oh, right, so I need to go up this way to deal with the druggies that beat up the lady, because that makes me mad. No, that goes the different way. So these guys? Or this was the scribe. I think this was the scribers. Yep.
You're from Gilded Vale? Then you're close to home.
Close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
She sounds familiar too. I can't place it. Oh, no, this is proper key place. Hey, what are you gonna check on? You gonna check on it? Just put him in bed. Wait. Where is this drug den? Oh, maybe it's over here. Yes, Krant, the Raging. Oh, there he is. Well now, a new face. Welcome, friend. Name's Pernisk, and this is my humble abode and a place of business. Oh, they did a really good job at making it sound like, and this is from Mass Effect Andromeda. They did a great job at making it sound like a White Wolf title. That's called Krant the Raging. It's hilarious. And I do hope you're in here to do some business. Oh, I don't have the... she told me to give you this. Nice, what's this for? No wonder Karina has left you. Oh yeah, I see now. She's making a statement. Is she good riddance to her then? Sorry I ever spent the coin to begin with. It's a difficult thing to forget, giving your grandmother's ring to someone. Maybe she's not worth remembering. While you're playing laptop for an all, why don't you go back and tell her to keep clear of here? Why are you doing this? You have stars in the sky, tell her to go set up in the salty mast if she's feeling lonely. Me and her are done. How dare you hit your own fiance? She was asking for it. Oh, I'm gonna kick you. Sort of like you are right now. Maybe you got to quit digging around in the affairs that don't concern you. Me, I've got business to get back to. You won't be leaving us at all. Guards to me. Alright. Whoa. What just happened? Oh. That's fun. Alright, at least you've got something that can probably help us here. I give up, just leave it and go peacefully. Too late. Is he dead? dead? He's dead. Okay. You need this. Yeah. I need you to get over here before he dies, which I think he's gonna. No, yeah, he's dead.
Got the priest.
I think I just said he got the priest.
Ulu's dead.
Cutting us down.
Yeah. Except for, nope, can't do that. Can't really see what's going on here. Alright, well. How do I cancel my moves? Cancel, okay. Alright, blue. I need you to do what blue does best. Alright. I need what you do. I mean, yeah, that would kind of hurt people though. Yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot of people, so what's this? And is that me? I'm gonna be shooting this guy.
I'm here.
What's this? Speaker of the Restless. Hey, they lived. Okay, I have no idea. Okay,
I'm
everybody's
here.
alive now, and now this guy was not who she thought it was, and now I'm gonna just put everything in here. There's a lot of stuff. Yep, just taking it all because I can. That too. Just gonna put it in the big chest. Okay, but no more drug den. Screw all y'all. Book of Valan Love, Sonnet instead of the page to my beloved Karina. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he did love her greatly. Yeah, sure.
That's settled.
Aww. This would be thieving? Okay, fine, I won't thieve it. Alright, let's find out what's going on upstairs. Since, that's a thing. I need to get back to playing Andromeda, because it was a lot of fun, and I still love it.
Not a sound.
Oops, they saw me. Ooh, what does he have? Bruised ribs. Okay. It's not too bad.
Oh, Act 10! You can trust me.
Yes?
Can I really? Alright, what's getting here? Stuff. More stuff. Appears as though someone rummaged through this uneven book rows in a hurry. The jars are chipped and cracked. Like this game is like trying to rival frickin' Morrowind in like booking. Oh, there's Pernisk. Man lies bound and bloody on the floor before you. His face is a tapestry of bruises, and blood is spattered across several corners of the room. The man cringes and sobs as you approach. God, please, no more. I can't take any more. I'm not here to hurt you, man. You're not? Oh, praise Barath. You're not one of his men, are you? Please don't. I don't know who you are, but my name is Pernisk. It's my house. You have to help me. An imposter, some wizard named Nerid, he came into my house, tied me up in here, tortured me, and now when he's been eating my food, breaking my things, selling Zev inside my own house. He just turned up all of a sudden. I may have hung on to a tiny portion of my supplier's share, but I needed that money. So you're a dealer. Look, I know it's not the best line of work, especially with all that's happened, but it pays well, very, very well, and, well, people want the stuff, so don't they? What did your supplier do? He sent over the wizard, the man downstairs, to make up the lost copper, I guess, and to hurt me while he was at it. Feels like it's been days. He's already been taken care of. I can't believe this nightmare is finally over. You have no idea what you've done for me, but I need to find my love. Only after what Nerid put her through, I'm afraid she won't give me a chance to explain, but she may listen to you. Please, she must be somewhere in Copper Lane. It's the only home she knows. Here's my counteroffer. I'll tell her whatever I please, and you still give me... No, I don't want a discount. Don't push your luck. She sent me here in the first place. She did? And help save my life without realizing it. Please bring her back home until everything's back to normal. I'll go talk to her. I can't thank you enough, truly, how I've missed her. Yeah, man. Yeah. Just, yeah. Yeah, I know. You can totally trust me. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. It's like, no, you can't. So, still thieving. I won't thieve that stuff then, if that's all. Wait, that's not thieving. But it's mine now. So she's got to be over here at the Fox and the Goose, or the Goose and the Fox and the Fish and the Thing. Boop. Right, no, she was over here. What happened with Pernisk? Did you give him the ring? Pernisk was being impersonated by a powerful wizard, however the real Pernisk also deals Zev. Yeah, that sounds about right. I had no idea. She brings her fist down, sloshing a drink. Damn it, how can I trust him after something like this, that he lied to me for this long? Should just be glad I found out this before the wedding. Right now, he needs help and forgiveness. He still loves you. Do you really want to give up on your future together? You're smart to stay away from him. There's other men in Defiance Bay. I'm sorry it turned out like this. So am I, but thank you for telling me the truth. Oh, and take this. I picked it up from one of the merchants to help me stand firm in my decision. I'll be fine without it now. Unwavering resolve added to it. Sorry. Oh, that's cool. there's any follow-up. I moved on. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, people may have their Fletcher's bonus, but you've got some busted ribs, so we're gonna
Good day to
see.
you.
Can I get a room? Sure. We'll do it again. Yeah. I totally was thinking that he was saying things like, "Baby, I've changed," and all I could think of was frickin' Saddam from frickin' South Park. Okay, what am I doing now? Okay, that should be a quest that's completed, so... Yep, it's completed. Okay. Okay, I'll have to find that later. Oh, a messenger from the Ducal Palace. This is gonna be fun. First fires to discuss the matter. Okay. I have to figure out how to get the first fires. I imagine I have to go over here somewhere. Nope. Yep. Well, the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Hang on.
I could while away hours in here. If we had the time, of course. Do we?
He's kind of adorable. Alright. Fexa, who are you? Welcome to the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Who's this guy? Okay.
How do you do?
Whale. So tones and tables, you are welcome to browse the stacks, but mind that you keep your voice down. This is still a temple after all, and Grimda doesn't tolerate disorders. Looks like a library. That's because it is. Whale's the god of mysteries and answers, encryption and decryption, concealment and revelation. Its guidance comes from the understanding of the unknown and the protection of hidden knowledge. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries was built to celebrate that. So basically what you're saying is that if I lived in this world, I would be a priestess of this person. Because then I could be in the library. At all times. To think there's such a place in Direwood, incredible. I'd love a glimpse of the archives. How many secrets it sits upon the shelf. Fascinating. Isn't it? Temples dedicated to Wheel tend to hold vast stores of knowledge. We use that knowledge to unravel and preserve the mysteries of the world. Tell me about yourself. I'm a scrivener and devotee of Whale. It's my duty to look after our records and resources. Puff puff. Why, she's the High Archivist. She's one of the most accomplished scholars alive today. Nothing goes on here without her knowing about it. She's totally a dark priestess. Almost nothing anyway. You should probably tread lightly around her today. Okay. I'm not stealing stuff. I'm not stealing stuff. That's why you go into the mess hall. There's always a mess hall in these places. Because you're not allowed to eat the books.
Good day, stranger.
Grimda, an elderly dwarf, surveys the stacks. Her skin looks as tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her stature, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but the priests and scriveners continue research. Wouldn't do to give them any other excuses. What are they looking for? Maybe I could find it. Could you now? You certainly couldn't do worse than this lot. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of Whale. They intend to blaspheme by selling that which should remain hidden, a secret of the 100 Visions. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogation. All they could piece together was that something about a farmhouse on the road to Darford. Track the thieves down. I don't care what you do with them, but bring back the scroll. Whale rewards the persistent seeker, and so do I. You scroll of whale, that's a fine prize. I mean, a worthy task. Questionings about the missing scroll? Ask, tell me what you know about the thieves. Very little, except they were foolish enough to believe they could steal from the god of secrets, that, and they were fleeing to a farmhouse. Tell me what you know about thieves. How should I handle the thieves? However you can. Kill them, rob them, leave them. It makes no difference to me. I'll consider it one of his mysteries. What's so special about the scroll? Well, it's the god of secrets. If I told you that, it'd cheapen it, wouldn't I? It's a parable, the kind that nourishes the inquisitive mind and poisons the foolish. Let's talk about something else. Tell me about you. I'm the High Archivist of Hall of Revealed Mysteries. And I'm too old and too busy to be bothered with any questions. I know. Her smile raised quickly. That's the rub, isn't it? Whale is the god of things hidden and revealed. The more of the 100 visions one sees, the more one has yet to discover. Though we often call whale he who sees and is not seen, it is neither male nor female. To assign any definitive characteristics to whale is to miss another essential part of its divinity. 100 visions, a term of reverence for whale's many revelations. Despite the name, they're infinite. Each epiphany leads you to another enigma. And I thought I was busy. Alright. Possibly this painted eye seems to move when you turn your back. Ew, that's creepy. It's over here. Probably someplace that I cannot go. No entry into the archives without Grimda's permission. Senok the Comet. Well, I'll just have to find that stupid scroll and get her permission now, won't I? Alright. So I picked up a quest. Hooray! Yeah, I think so too.
Sagani, does your fox bite?
Yes,
Can I pet him anyway?
it's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
That's hilarious. Does he bite? Yep. Can I pet him? I'm gonna do it anyway. That's awesome. Alright, so now I need to go to First Fires. 15 minutes to complete my journey, that's what I like to hear. I should probably check and see what my southern tower, I think it is. I hope that this thing would warn me if another like attack or something is gonna happen too, because that would really suck. It didn't. Uh-oh. Taxes collected. Southern constructed. Cost by brigands on the road had to flee. Consider raising your security and ensure. I know, I'm working on it. Finished in 3 days. Okay. Alright, so there's nothing bad going on right now. Okay. We're following you, commoner. That's not someplace I can go. It's a noble. Love a noble. I'm picking flowers because I can. Alright, I should save. In my castle now. Yes, you can't take it. So now I should go figure out
Politics, infighting, greed, and a shrine to Margaret as well. Her clergy belongs there.
Someone sounds like he wants to have a clergy fight. Oh, well, in we go. Speak with the Chancellor Warren in the Hall of Records inside the palace. Okay. Shrine of Magrin. That's pretty straightforward.
Hail and well met.
A young woman wears a simple but well-tailored uniform. She watches the comings and goings around her with quiet attention. Any news to share, or are you just here to see the Ducal Palace? What is the Ducal Palace? It's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where Duke Edmund had declared freedom from Adrian rule some 150 years ago. It's also a hotbed of regional politics. Trust me, the gossip here beats what you'll find in any tavern or brothel in the city. Dire politics. Changes too quickly to be worth keeping up with. Better to strike up conversation in the taverns than try to loiter inconspicuously in the palace corridors. Looking for news? Who are you? I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages and run errands for the Duke and his advisors. The pay is not great, but I can't think of a better introduction to politics. What goes on here? Where to start? We've got meetings, public hearings, and ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, we have a shrine devoted to Magrin, official records, and chambers for public hearings and council meetings. What kind of records? Mostly dull official stuff, census counts, tax records, militia registers. Now I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drafted into reshoveling half the records. Worst day of my life. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Avar has been meeting with some of the city's leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. The whole business is terribly secret, though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away. But a lot of the talk concerns animancy, so there's good reason they're keeping the meetings behind closed doors. The legacy? Waydwin's legacy, that's what a lot of the people call the rash of Hollowborn. Theory goes that it's punishment for meddling in animancy. Why is animancy so controversial? Welcome back, Adam. Where to begin? Traditionalists think it's a crime against the gods. There's no question that poking around in the souls is risky, but the more progressive elements believe it's our only shot at restoring healthy births. And it doesn't help matters that animancy's research often involves the old and Withian relics that were illegally looted from ruins, Glanfath and Irgamfloth. What are Hollowborn? She raised her eye. You really are fresh from the road. Hollowborn are children born without souls. They often don't live for very long, and those that do generally have generally received some kind of treatment from their animancers. So what do you think about animancy? Me, I think the real danger of animancy is confusing the real scholar with an expensive fake. We get a new case here every day. Some poor couple in the Gift or the Copper Lane who spent every copper they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child. It never works. Breaks your heart, but there's usually nothing we can do for them. Anyway, the legacy is what politicians have all been whispering about lately. Man, I'm so glad that this game came out only like 2 years ago and not 5. Because I would not be able to play it. Because it's all about children being born without souls and therefore dying afterwards. Yeah. And this would have been like, nope. Tell me about the shrine. It's a symbol of Magrin's protection of Defiance Bay. She's represented in revolutionary spirit of the dire whatever sense of dependence, and her involvement in creating the Godhammer bomb only affirmed her importance to us. Yeah, this is just a little bit like it's definitely like the whole plot line is interesting, but I would not have been in the right mindset to play this a couple years ago. I'd like to ask something else. Oh, I said goodbye. I didn't mean to say goodbye. Can I talk to you again? There we go. Tell me about the current Duke. That would be Avar Wolfgren. Don't let the title fool you, though. Our Dukes have been elected since independence. Some find Duke Avar rather coarse. He's a frontier noble. Personally, I think a rough and tumble type is just what Defiance Bay needs. Okay, that was the last thing I missed. Alright. Alright, so the records are up here. There we go. Thank you for coming. I've been trying to track you down for some time. This is Marshal Forwin. Earl Bademar's military advisor. He will serve as witness for this proceeding. Well met, World Warden. Your reputation precedes you. I admit you've created a bit of a stir throughout the nobility with your reclamation of Caed Nu. Most are still not sure what to think of you. What's this about? Legitimacy of your claim to Caed Nu is in question. Earl Bademar has issued a ruling on the matter. Century and have claimed the land through strength of arms. My claim is legitimate. Yeah. If there were no other claimant, you would be correct. Unfortunately, this is not the case. I'll be made clear once Lord Gathbin arrives. Do you have any questions for me while we wait? Tell me about Earl. Earl Baedmar comes from an esteemed line of lords that rose to prominence after the War of Defiance some 150 years ago. Direwood consists of 7 earldoms. The Baedmars govern the northern earldom known as the Grasp. As to the current Baedmar, he is a fine man, as I know. It is an honor to serve him. Tell me more about the Grasp. The Grasp is now the largest of the 7 earldoms after it consumed a pre-war earldom of Yenwood. It encompassed noticeable settlements such as New Humor, blah blah blah. Okay, Yenwood. When the Direwood was a mere colony of Adar, it was divided into 9 earldoms. When the Adarans were defeated and ultimately driven out, 2 of the earldoms were absorbed and borders were adjusted. The Yenwood was such one. About the questions, what do you know of Gathbian? Well, I've met him but once. It was ample time to determine the character of Lord Arden, or lack thereof, so he's an ass. He is descended from an old Adrian line that predates the War of Defiance. His great-grandfather, Reneg Gathbin, was the Earl of Yenwood during the war, that is, until he was stripped of his lands and driven from Direwood. So these guys have access to ground. Okay, do you know which way Earl Baedman is ruled? I'm sorry, my lord, I do not. The Earl's decree is sealed. What was this? That about Road Warden, the one who rules Caed Neu on behalf of the Earl of Yenwood? Is traditionally known as the Road Warden. Your position might not be entirely official yet, but the title is appropriate form of dress. In fact, the blade that you carry was forged. I don't have a sword. By the very first Road Warden. I don't. Wait, what? I've heard the whispers of Yenwood is only found by those meant to rule Caed Neu. I have a sword? Dude, I'm a ranger. I've got a bow. I don't have any more questions. Your timing is impeccable. Here comes Lord Gathbin now. Yes, my timing is awesome. Opulently dressed man strides towards the Chancellor, his sandy hair trailing him like a banner caught in light breeze, boot heels echoing throughout the hall. An elven woman with cropped hair dressed in dark, glinting male shadows the steps before taking position alongside him. She watches you unabashedly, taking your measure. Lord Gathbin, let's move past this formality as quickly as possible. I have other matters to attend to. It's well known that Caed Neu belongs to me by right. And where is this pretender? She who murdered the Raedricks, my own sister and her husband, and steals my land. Where is this low-born wretch? This woman here, this is the lady of Caed Neu. I thought she was just another servant. Perhaps a valet or scullery maid. Everyone who will learn, keep his hand. Go on, don't be shy. Aristocrat. Actually, I'm part of the aristocracy myself. Oh, I want to be sarcastic, but it's... I'll do that. Don't know what distant lands you come from, but your title carries little weight in the Direwood. Lord Chancellor, read the decree. I'm losing my patience with the backwater fop. Oof. Furls it, reading the manner of the Gathbin claim on Caed Neu. Earl Baedman finds that Gathbin claim was never relinquished by law. Caed Neu is rightfully the property of the Gathbin family. I knew that. I knew it. I'm not yet finished reading, my lord. However, the Earl recognizes Janelle Carmadrake's position in reclaiming Caed Neu, a site that has stood abandoned, and even some would say cursed, for over a century before Caed Neu is returned to the Gathbin family. The Earl has decreed that Lord Gathbin will provide compensation in the form of... Absolutely not. My lord, the amount is quite reasonable, an requirement for your land to be returned to you. You'll just allow me to finish. I'll not pay a single copper to this miscreant from my ancestral land. Do you think I'm blind to the Earl's motives, lackey? He thinks he can send a message with this insult. I have a message you can send to that son of a whore. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Keep your hands off me, you peasant! Definitely draws a pistol from her thick leather belt, her eyes wide in anticipation. My lord, my lady, please, there's no need for further advisance. His eyes burning with hatred. I'll be coming for what's mine. Count on it. Come, Captain Emery. We're leaving. He sneers defiantly before storming down the hall. The captain lowers her pistol and gives a smirking shrug before following her employer. So, what you're saying is that I need to build up my keep fast before he brings whatever mercenary army against me to reclaim it. Quote unquote. Well, I can't say that Gathbin's reaction was entirely unexpected. Through no fault of your own, I'm afraid you've made a powerful enemy. He did seem a little upset, didn't he? I've heard he's always been vicious, even as a boy, and he can hold a grudge for a very long time. In any case, Cade Noel now officially belongs to you since Lord Gaffin has rejected the Earl's decree. Here, this belongs to one of the old lords of Cade Noel. By right, it is yours now. A deep blue scepter. You've gained an item geared high one stands added to it. Whoa, okay. I'm not sending it to Gaffin. Tell Gaffin if I catch him or any of his people on my land, they'll be executed. Please extend an invitation to Lord Gaffin to feed with me. And even there's no need for us to be enemies. That sounds like the aristocratic thing to say. That is the general offer. I'll make sure it reaches Lord Gaffin. It was a pleasure to finally meet you, milady. Perhaps we'll speak again in more pleasant circumstances. Farewell. The marshal nods, and you leave. Rewards for the remembrance of life's warmth. A sign. What's this? Okay, I have assigned tank to it. I assigned tank, and tank is a paladin, so tank should be able to take care of it, no problem. I hope tank doesn't die. That will make me sad. Okay, dokie.
Your brother, did you and he get along?
We got along how brothers do. He used to throw water on me to wake me up in the morning. I used to fill his boots with stinging ants.
That's not
My
good.
own brothers and sisters are doing very well for themselves, back in Tekoa. I don't know that they'd search for me if I were killed so far from home.
Brothers can be funny. I bet you'd be surprised how far they'd go.
Okay, well, maybe I need to just bite the bullet and go down to those catacombs. Nah. I think the different colors are actually class coded. What's this? Andra's gift. What's that? That's mine now.
All these circling feet heading nowhere.
Valiant Embassy, okay. Let's find out what this gift place is. Heritage Hall. Sure, 15 minutes sounds good.
Keeping an eye out.
No, just an alley. Oh, what's that? That looks like a spirit. No. What? The shnikey? This man's fancy clothes are ripped and blood flows from a fresh cut of his eyes. He tries to push himself, but his arms are shaking. He wants to be. Help him up. Thank you. My head. He carefully dabs his bloody nose. I was just on my way to the club. It's a rough part of town, but the rival's never been so violent. Even a night with Equali isn't worth this. He limps away. Wow, that sucked, man. What's this? Mud squelches underfoot. Crabs scuttle out of debris. A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused inside a seesaw. Don't be, what's his name? Brave Darren, okay. As you reach for the soul, it lashes out, glowing mist strikes the air around you. The soul can't touch you, but you feel it burn with a feeble, uncontrolled rate. It's okay, I'm here to help you. Soul flickers, it ripples towards you, timidly at first. As it swirls around you, experience wonder, fear, and the joy of running between the ships at noon. With a jolt, it pulls you into the streets around the salty mast. Women with painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out of the lamplight. Father's gone in for a drink, just like always. You said he'd only be a few minutes, but it's been hours. The man guarding the door only laughed when you tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In an alley, 2 men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks were streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall and looking away. They're inching closer. You step forward. The men barely acknowledge you, but the woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in abused strays. In your hollow-born sister, that time father took her from her splintering cradle and to the filled wash basin. You were brave that day. A knife is in the thug's belt. It's in your hands. And now it's in his thigh. You're small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm, and a muddy boot sails towards your face. Then everything is muffled by cold, brackish water. Soul retreats from you. It pulses with a question. Did a brave thing. Turns soul absorbs the thought and ebbs into the ocean mists around the dock. A young boy's corpse lies there. Take the dagger. Boy's small hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too large, too expensive to have belonged to him. Letter B is carved into the pommel. Find Darren's family. I found a young boy's corpse. Okay. That means he's gonna go all the way around just to find that. What is that? Apparently it is... you need to not die. Nope. There we go.
Just get quiet.
Concussion? Yep.
At once.
I haven't got to figure out how to pull out binding copper. What's this? Oh, okay. Nope, I gotta figure out how to get back up.
Shh.
That's not...
Dead on!
This isn't working!
That shield looks actually pretty cool. What does he have for a shield right now? Ah, okay. Not as cool though.
Good day, stranger.
Malt. An old man paces the docks and looks out over the water. He's fussing over something large and round, which he constantly shifts from one hand to the other. You're not certain whether his wide-eyed, gape-mouthed expression marks surprise or fear. Seems he isn't either. You, don't look like a guard. So you wouldn't be interested in making some coppers, would you? He shows you the object in his hand. It's a large round opal with Igwithian runes carved into it. It glistens with his sweat. See the ship that went down over there? I've been looking through for someone to help me recover some missing cargo. Okay. Malt doesn't sound like a Direwolf name. That's because it isn't. I'm from the Ixmali Plains, a broad savanna north of Direwolf, not so different from the ocean. In a way, there are places where you can stand and turn a full circle and see nothing but the winds making waves in the grass. But at moments like this, I wonder what business a plainsman like me had taken to the water. Tell me about the missing cargo. We started in Cold Morn and we were making our way down the river, unloading and loading as we went. Business as usual. What exactly happened? When we reached Inya's Rest, we may have agreed to take on a few crates from some place called Kilian Relag? Kilibon Relag. Rylag. A couple of lads snuck a peek at the cargo, saw suits of armor and a broken scepter. Don't know why anyone would want a broken anything, but these animancers will buy dirty stockings if you say something came from runes. He closes his hand around the opal in his white-knuckled grip. We were almost to Defiance Bay when the screaming started. I've seen my share of barroom brawls, but this sounded different. I was topside with the captain, but he and the first mate went below decks to see what the commotion was about. When they didn't come back, I looked into the hold. Saw one of those suits of armor walking around all by itself. It was covered in blood. When it saw me, it started running for the hatch, so I closed it. So how did the ship get here? I'm just a deckhand, but I was the only one left. I piloted the ship as best as I could, but I hit rocks as we were passing Brackenbury. Barely made it into Ondra's gift before I had to jump overboard and swim for the docks. Giving up on the cargo, not to mention the payday. When one of the lads pulled this up from his nets. Shows you the opal again. It's part of that scepter. From what I recall, there were 3 other pieces, and I bet you anything they're somewhere in the shallows too. If anyone could find them, there'd be profit to follow. I think I've already found some of the missing pieces, yeah. I don't say. Well, they'll be worth a lot more if you can find the rest. About that, yes. Do you have any idea what your animancer friend wants with this relic? She was always tinkering with these things back when we were young. I used to think she was a fool, retiring to some dusty study in Brackenbury, but after the horror on the boat, I'm thinking she made the wiser choice. We've got docks fishing with steady shrimp traffic out. This sprang up around the docks. It's the poorest district in Defiance Bay, but it's one of the liveliest. And for the lively, nothing beats the salty mast. You'd do better to ask a younger man than me if you want to know about that place. Farewell. Clandestine cargo.
God's damn that son of a crew.
Senses your presence.
Want to run it down on its luck, Valiant Trading Company? If you have more than half a brain, you could really do something with it. As long as you're willing to clean up a few bloodstains.
What's going on?
Exactly. If I knew that, I'd be in a better mood. The only thing I know exactly is that Mestre Verzano is determined to wind up in a grave before the season turns.
Woman looks back at the warehouse for a moment and grimaces. After a slight nod in your direction, she storms off. Okay, well, you've got a voice and a portrait, so I'm gonna guess that you're special.
Good day to you.
Take a look where is out of the chip straight from the fellows of us. What do we got? A bunch of stuff I can't afford. Aww. And they have a crap load of padded armor, so I'm just gonna sell it to you. Something. I should probably look at that other. Yeah, that. Oh, it goes up here. What's he got that you don't? Mirrored image. Don't you already have that? You have Wizard's Double. Oh, why not? Though I realize now, if I get another wizard, I should probably have kept the other things. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, so that's the trading company. Ramshackle House, Lighthouse, Heritage Hill, Abandoned House, Oda's House. Okay, I think what I need to do... That's the Hallowing of Darwood. Okay, these are all my side quests. I think I'm gonna go and, let's see, hold on, go to the Temple of Woodiga. Learn from Marigold that members of the Lady Lynn Key tend to worship Woodiga, and the steward has mentioned there's a temple dedicated to Woodiga in Defiance Bay. Temple found in the district called First Fires. Oh! So, I'm a dummy and missed it entirely. Awesome. Apparently, Durance is just catching up.
I'm here.
First Fires, yes. Okay.
I've never been to Nasitak. Is it very cold? What creatures wander the tundra? How are your leaders chosen?
Do you always ask this many questions?
Well, that's just to get us started. Let me get out some parchment for notes.
This looks
Ask
like the
whatever you
place
want.
Maywald
If
described.
I don't know, I'll make something up.
Praise to the exiled queen. May her crown be restored and her justice prevail. Come to pay your respects to the queen that was.
was told I'd find the Temple of Boudica here.
And so you did. These savage colonists may have burned it down, but worship of the Oathbinder is alive and well. These stairs lead to the main sanctum.
What stairs?
These stairs, of course. The sanctum was always below ground, adjacent to the catacombs, so it wasn't destroyed by the fires. There are various entrances throughout Defiance Bay, but I dare say the easiest to reach is in Copper Lane. I haven't been to that part of town in ages, but as I recall, it's somewhere near the southern gate.
It's truly a pity to see what the locals have done to Boudica's house of worship. Who are you, Lord Ardwell?
Lord Ardwellen Rugfold III, and pleased to make your acquaintance. I came to the Deerwood on one of the first ships from Adia, and unlike the yokels and hut dwellers around here, I still keep to the old ways.
What are you doing?
Worshipping Boudica, the exiled queen and oathbinder. I come every day to offer my devotion. I'd love nothing more than to book passage back to Adia, but it is my emperor's wish that I serve in these barbaric lands. And so I do.
Tell me more about Boudica.
A queen among the gods. She oversees laws and oaths. Everything has a rightful place, and Boudica watches over them all. Of course, not everyone accepts this. Even among the other gods, her authority is questioned. But Boudica is also goddess of memory and vengeance, and she remembers. She'll remember every slight and trespass when she reclaims her throne.
You know you're a ghost, right?
I beg your pardon? Is this some sort of joke where you come from?
Just look at yourself.
A madhouse. That's what this town really needs.
Nice. Is this river in Egypt that I'd like you to come by? It's called Denial. Okay, back to the Copper Lane. This is not the Copper Lane. What is this? That's a keep. That's Brackenberry. Catacombs. Heyo. Bunch of garbage on my desk. Alright. Back into the catacombs. Wait. We're about to leave the catacombs and go rest because my priest has a concussion. Ah, screw it. I'll just use these. We'll camp in the catacombs. It's all good. Ooh, she's got DR too. Let's say against spirit. You awake to see Durance, his staff held in both. It stands before him, a flame flickers at its top end, casting long shadows across his face as he stares in contemplation. Still, for all the light of the fire, your eyes can't focus on him. Perhaps it is awakening from sleep or a trick of the light, but he seems indistinct, blurred around the edges, everything except for the staff. The staff, he seems to be studying its engravings. As you watch, the engravings glow thinly red, like through the cracks of heat-suffused wood. Lines stream like molten metal burning along the edges of his staff, then branch out in an intricate series of fiery veins, bunching thickly where his hands clutch the wood, pulsing as if a heartbeat. As you watch, the veins spiral into a dozen separate circles, circles that spiral again until they are arranged in a circle of their own. They pulse, wait, and all is strange, and then suddenly there's a great light from the fire, a rushing of air, a great flash, and you awaken again to see Durance in the same place, still holding his staff, but he is solid and real. He doesn't seem to have noticed you or reacted to what occurred. Hey, buddy. That was weird. Now come the words.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door. Tell me what you saw. It is the light of the Godhammer you saw.
Godhammer?
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood. It brought the Saints' War to an end, knocked a god from his perch. There are few that would deny Eothas overstepped. The Godhammer reminded Eothas of it. You saw its light because I helped shape it, give it life, and release it into the world. Once seen, its glory is almost too bright to be believed, and too bright to be forgotten. There were 12 of us. We fashioned the weapon, drafted plans for it, prayed for guidance at Ashfall, and it came to me there. Each of us were given a staff made from the forest of black trees around us, glowing with embers and fire far greater than this branch you see now. It felt as if the staff was Margaren's own finger, guiding my hand, guiding the other 11, the shadows of the 12 who would come to stand on the bridge to stop Eothas. Even in that stand, there was a ritual to it. For the 12 that stood on the bridge, there were a dozen shadows cast, a dozen faithful of Margren, her fiercest supporters and shapers of the Godhammer.
Durance rests the staff in front of him, and the flame atop it curls for a moment, the light flaring slightly. It splits into a ring of flames, one after another, until a dozen is met.
As 12 held Eothas fast, we 12 unleashed our prayers and let the Godhammer fall.
And then it blossoms brightly once and resumes its candle intensity. In the aftermath, the shadows seem sharper in the vicinity, as if they have edges. You blink to clear your vision. Durance is still staring at the tiny candle-like flame intently.
Shadows cast by the fire of the Godhammer, perhaps. We shared their fate as well in time. Now the spine of the Deerwood is marked by the Godhammer, marked by Margaret.
Share their fates.
Not all deaths come with stilled breath and stilled heart, or other stilled passions beneath the waste. Some deaths come from silence. The connection we once shared with Margren. After the light of the Godhammer, it was not the same. It was as if we'd lost our senses, and sense of purpose as well. Instead of victory, being welcomed, there was silence, within and without. Not many can claim to have killed a god. It is less a heroic tale than you would think. And such a death, it changed our faith. All faiths, I expect. Doubt followed, and the world changed. I do not believe Margren was pleased by what we had done. The world is broken. The wheel stilled. There is sickness in the world's heart. Perhaps the price of crossing a god. Crossing two gods. Even as Margren shaped our hands, perhaps we carried her will farther than was allowed. Just as Widewind did. Saint Widewind. Mortal arrogance to match mortal arrogance. Yet if the world had changed, then I sought to change with it. If I had forgotten some of Margaret's teachings, I would find them again. I would make her see me again. I remembered Margaret's teachings, how reminders on the flesh were more important than the death of a vessel. And I wondered if killing Aethys, if that had simply set him free. Had it allowed him to escape his punishment and be taken on the wheel, like a mortal? As I stepped from the now blessed Godhammer Bridge, I thought of Ashfall. I thought of the War of Black Trees, wondered if I needed to be burned to find myself again. That is Margaret at her heart. At least that is my hope. These are the doubts that befall me. The road to Ashfall is long, gives one time to think. And if you think long enough, you do not go home. I left without telling anyone, with only the robes I wore at Halgot, my staff, and my name, which is long buried. Of my fellow 11 craftsmen, disciples, I know not what happened to them, if they suffered the same doubt as I did. But it was underserved. It was wrong. We had done all that Or had asked. Grab victory from defeat and... There is something about being used and cast aside. Perhaps Widewen himself felt it. There at the end, when the hammer struck. To be the proof that your god is hollow as the vessel it inhabits. I tried to find purpose, and avoided all contact with other Magranic priests. Did not seek the walls of Ashfall, and sought to make amends to my god through actions. I joined with the Purges for a time, and not long after came the first signs of the Hollowborn. So many crimes, trespasses, violations. The Salvation. Animancers were another sickness born of the Saints' War. A relapse of innovation, of desperation to heal what we had caused. All seemed worse than before the bridge, not better. And as years passed, the world became even worse still for the victory.
There's a lot of exposition in one character, man. I don't know what these purges are. Maybe the purges weren't what Marvin wanted either. Yeah, he is. Sweat collects in the sooty creases of his forehead and runs down his ruddy cheeks. It drips from the tip of his nose. His mouth moves, but his utterances make no sound. He is for once at a loss. Feeling your gaze, he quickly composes himself, wiping his forehead with the back of his dirty hand.
Worship the whims of some fickle bitch, and you'll never be more than dirt beneath her feet. Worship what she worships, on the other hand. Take her fire for your own, and her esteem comes on its own. Of course, by that time, you no longer need it. Trial and transformation, sure as Durance taught.
Durance glances at you, and staring into his eyes gives you the feeling of peering over the edge of a great cliff.
You think to put the coals to my feet, but what's burned once will never burn again. These talks are your trial, Watcher. You cannot deflect the truth to one who has already been purified by it.
We chose the bridge because we could control it. It was a place where we could choke Ethos in his footsteps, where we knew his feet would fall, a narrow neck of stone. But it was more than that. It was a spine of the deer wood, symbolic of its backbone. Such symbols are important in the construction of a weapon, any weapon. I suspect Aethys knew that as well, and so did his vessel in its arrogance. He intended to walk upon the bridge as if walking on the backs of the deer would. We intended to burn him with the light of our faith and his, 12 on the bridge, 12 on the shadow, and gave ourselves to it. Gave
We
yourselves?
put much of ourselves into the Godhammer. Such a device is not simply a machine. There are elements of the spirit in it. Even Widewind's spirit. We all studied Widewind. He was our enemy, and he had provided the flesh the god wore as a cloak. That flesh made him vulnerable. I knew what fields his hands had tilled, his family, what he had harvested, where he had been born. We sought to know him, what had led him to fight us. You don't kill the god. You kill the man it inhabits. And you leave that man a ruin. Burn him to ash. The weapon was meant to not only burn his flesh, but it would burn his soul. And it did. At the cost of our own. And at the cost of our goddess's favor. That whore be damned.
Somehow your image is blurred in the dream. Perhaps your eyes were blinded by the Godhammer's light watcher. I may feel half a man at times, but even that is twice of that. Twice that of most others.
If you fear for my spirit, your fears are baseless. The Godhammer, seeing its light, only fueled my anger and made me stronger. Made me re-examine the teachings of Margaret. Put them in a new light. I do not need you to cast any more questions on me, Watcher. Nor did I ask you to look upon me without my leave. Get gone, and leave me be.
I'm here.
How may I help?
Yes?
Ready, Watcher.
Certainly.
Yeah, Durance was super wordy. Damn, I didn't think that was going to turn into a big long exposition, but it did. Okay, so I'm in the...
I shall be discreet.
Whoa! In front of you looms the ghostly, hollow image of the man who was present at your awakening. He casts a pale, sickly light in the dank corridors as he regards you.
You are from Kratom, my dear?
Recently.
A remarkable city. Truly one of the most impressive we have encountered outside of our own. Many exceptional people who have joined our cause come from Kratom. What made you decide to join our order? Little makes sense in the false contexts much of the world has lived under for so long. It is by the mercy of the gods that our faith has been able to reach so many of the heathen in more recent times. Are you ready to take the oath, to spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
And what does the flame reveal?
The eyes you warily as you approach, his weapon ready. What are you doing here? You don't look like one of the masked lot. Intellect flax. How would I know to be here if I didn't belong? Alright then, go on in and report to the Acolyte. She'll give you your assignment. They should just be about finished the meeting of the big chainer. A word of advice, friend, don't ask questions. Just go and do what you're told. As far as I can tell, we're underneath first fire, is probably under that ruined temple. Farewell.
I'm here.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Swings his hand to his forehead, he takes a staggering step forward, coughing and
Back, you Claude! Those hooded fiends are nigh to be trusted!
Aloth, hey now. Now's not the best time for that. It's nothing, I'm fine. Probably isn't the best place to linger anyhow.
I'll see what I can find.
Chance on the other side of the door. Ritual of some sort is already underway. Don the hooded mask. They're uncomfortable, but they seem to hide your face. Okay, I'm gonna save first. Ooh, I can go alone. I think I will. I think I'm gonna. Just to see what happens. Several shrouded figures are lined up across from a hooded woman. The figure at the head of the line approaches her, and the woman places her outstretched hand on the stranger's forehead. They stand in silent communion as you look on. A few moments later, the stranger steps aside and resumes his place in the circle around the statue. Turns to you. You are late, attendant. Even though her face is concealed, you sense her rage in her dangerously low voice, the sudden silence of the others in the chamber.
I've been waiting on your reports. Quickly now, state your name and purpose.
Oh, okay, well that's gonna be fun. Oh, is Blueberry outside? Okay, well you guys need to come through the door and help. And I need to hopefully not die. I need you. And you need to do this thing. And then this thing.
Rest up, big guy. That's not very helpful. Let's
feet lies the body of a woman. She wears a dark robe that bears an insignia resembling a key. As you approach the woman's body, feelings of rage assault you. The dead woman's voice howls in your ears, and her lingering consciousness runs at yours. Her essence tingles through your bones and membranes. It fills the space between your ears and behind your eyes, clawing deeper into your core. You see a gathering of men and women wearing robes like hers, the faces hidden behind masks. One by one they approach her, whom they know as an acolyte, and she places her hand on each of their foreheads, searching their thoughts. She tests them with ritualistic questions, and they answer that their oath is sealed by the leaden key. She asks them of their tasks. She gives them new ones, all without a word. Try to see the task. Her essence flares, fighting to boil your blood, burn your memory, and splinter your bones from within. In between its strikes, you see flashes of something else, a tower, a prisoner, and a rune. You funnel all your concentration into a single effort of will, a sharp point that pins the raging soul in place. Like an insect in a display case, with the thing under control, you're able to examine it and the three thoughts swirling inside. About the tower, you see a palimpsest of a neighborhood. I don't know what the heck that means. Run-down estates are coupled around a cemetery and an ancient tower. Savage shapes prowl the streets, and in the tower, a man hunches over a strange mechanism. You can't see him clearly, but there is something unnatural about him. Somewhere nearby, you see a woman with a scar over her heart. You understand that she has something he needs. You also see a door at the base of the tower, seemingly an impenetrable slab of stone and copper, but then the acolyte reveals the invisible split between the perfectly matched halves. You understand how the copper veins convert a command into action. You know how to open the door. Inquire about the prisoner. In your mind, you see a building magnificent with trellises and tiles and located on a pristine boulevard. The wealthy and learned stroll in and out, trading knowledge and coin, yet it also has misery and madness. Somewhere within its rotten core sits a man, his hair matted but his eyes alert. He watches and waits, prisoner by choice. Look into the ruins. The acolyte's vision takes you out of Defiance Bay into a tower in the wilderness with a watermill. A signpost on one of the paths reads, Dear Ford. Several figures huddled together, shrouded in cloaks and hoods. An image of ruins suddenly looms in your mind. Two skeletal effigies flank a cleft in the mountainside. Back away. I did that all while I was unconscious.
I'm here.
How may I help?
Yes?
Ready, Watcher.
Alright, well, I've got your tome. And I've got your key. Oh, a torque.
Certainly.
Teeth filed away among ruins of runnels of wax.
A moment, please. I feel I should explain myself. About my episode in the catacombs. There's something I should have told you earlier.
So tell me now. I meant no harm. I thought I could keep it to myself, that when we resolve the matter of your soul, we would also address my problem.
I also have an awakened soul. But, unlike yours, mine is a presence that shares my senses and my skin, making herself manifest at the most unwelcome times.
Yeah, torque looks fun.
I'm sorry. I've tried to learn to control Isilmir. I've gotten stronger, but so has she. Artless, uncouth, a creature of rash impulses and feeble faculties. She wags her impertinent tongue when she should listen. Aye, this one's fit to boil. Hard to get this gaff over anything 'tisn't to do with books and spell speak.
I've none of her memories. Barath spared me that much, but her coarse manners and intolerable Heil speak suggest a provincial from a very, very long time ago. She tends to surface a hair's breadth from conflict, when the fuse is burned down and teeth are on edge. And when she shows up, she doesn't stop to gauge the situation. She just acts. Sounds like you could take a few cues from her. Seems reckless. That's it exactly. You recall the way she'd go to those villagers in Gilded Vale? She doesn't think, she doesn't back down, and trying to suppress that has been my problem for years.
I learned to keep her a secret a very long time ago. Those with awakened souls are shunned, mistrusted. And after your experience with Meerwald, I'm certain you can see why. You need to be careful.
Is this gonna be a problem?
Merely an annoyance. Although, Defiance Bay is said to have an entire institution dedicated to the study and cure of soul-related ailments. Since our journeys have already brought us to the city, perhaps we could speak with someone there.
Yeah.
Thank you. This has been a great burden.
I'd like to know more about her. When did she awaken? My father was a strict man. He expected the best from his only child, and he didn't tolerate failure. At times he could be rather adamant, particularly when he'd been drinking. His mirror manifested on one such occasion. To be honest, I don't remember the specifics. Only that he was more careful with me after that. You said that you'd learned to hide her a long time ago. My mother instructed me to keep her a secret after she first emerged. She feared that knowledge of my awakening would render me an outcast. Even though Islamir proved useful against my father, I trusted my mother's advice, and I've since come to see the wisdom behind it. Meerwald is an extreme example, but one that I can relate to more and more each year. Her usurpations are uncomfortable enough. I'm not eager to invite her into my conscience more than necessary. Alright, that's it. Alright, well, Kana has a twisted ankle, and I have a severe burn, so we need to get to, like, a place where we can sleep. Probably. Let's see her. So that was first fires. It's probably getting late too. Okay, so never far from the Queen. Man who waits. Undying Heritage. Deerford Village. Oh, we gotta go back to the Ducal Palace. Well, I guess since we're here.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Oh.
I'm here. Certainly.
Good day to you.
Praise to be Magran, and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? What's wrong? This is about the fires, isn't it? They're just symbols. You can't put your faith in them. The fires? Sacred pyres all around town. You must have seen the statues of the goddess around the city holding up empty braziers. I've steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for months now, and people need to see them more than ever these days. It's my devotions and prayers that keep them lit, but lately when I try to pray, all I can think about are the hollow-born all over the city. Refugees, how could Margaret allow us to suffer like this with strength we gain from a soulless child? Strength we gain from adversity, from trial and test. Fires don't wither because she lacks in faith, they wither because she does not understand how to be faithful to a whore. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion, a whore wants to be compensated for her services, and Margaret has paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Margaret's womanly heat. Shaking your faith? But I believe Margaret may be speaking to me again. Something like this sounds so far-fetched that it's someone like you. Lately I've been seeing visions, a place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of color, strange falls that seem to rise into the heavens even when they splash into the earth. And behind these falls is a cave filled with fire and heat and danger and some token of my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is or how I get there, I've been meaning to ask around the expedition hall to see if anyone recognizes the description. To be honest, though, I don't know if I found the place. Worthless like so many of Margaret's flock, afraid of her god's tests. Margaret speaks to her, it is to hasten an end to a hypocrite's life, and the vision is surely a death trap for the weak. Margaret is the most revered goddess among us in Deerwoodians, so it's no surprise that her temple is part of the ducal palace. Her fire symbols, trials, revolutions, and blazing of new paths, all of which are important to us. First of the sacred powers, when it is lit. Let's see. 7 is the sacred powers. Symbolize Margaret's powers and guidance, and right now the people of Defiance Bay need to be assured of her presence. Neighbors in the Valian Republic see us as superstitious, but we're just as sensitive to signs and warnings of the god. Okay. Key that probably goes outside to the thing.
Hail, traveler.
Taciturn man with graying hair pores over a tome he's just withdrawn from one of the shelves. Glances up at the baggy eyes. Yes, is there something I can pull for you? I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War, trying to find out what happened to someone. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there's still quite a number of folk in Deerwood who bear ill will toward Rid-Syrians. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names just to anyone. Many come to seek settle here as refugees. Perhaps if we were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different. But I have no reason to suspect it to be any different from the others. We've come a long way. Just need to find out about my brother. I don't know what side he fought for. You must understand, I have heard many such stories. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do. So I need to get stronger. In the city. Alright. Or just level up, I guess is the next thing. What is my level at right now? I think I'm gonna go to the Gilded Fox, sleep, and then save and call it a night because I'm starting to get stupid tired. Yeah, I think we lost Rafe. Good night, Adam.
Ah, the life of a traveler. So many ruins. See.
Indeed. Though after 5 years, I'll be ready for a break.
It is true. You have been at it far longer than I. Where will you go next, when you have all the world to choose from?
Home, of course.
Good day, stranger.
I need to check my things, see what I want to do next. I guess I have to do more quests for... That's what I'll do. I'll do more quests in Defiance Bay. So.
You must have seen some amazing sights on your way north.
Sure. Pirate cities floating in the archipelago. The mountain halls of these northern dwarves. Plenty.
I haven't been further south than the Deerwood
No, I
myself.
wasn't to finish the conversation.
Maybe I'll come back after I've convinced the Ranga Nui and see all those things for myself.
I hope you do.
So cute. Alright, I think I'm done. I think I am pretty much good for the night. Because I am getting sleepy. Oh no, yeah, taking all those things to make it so that you don't have the congesting and everything like that. Well, I hope you feel better, and thank you guys for hanging out and stuff like that. That was fun, at least, to be able to talk about this, and thank you for the tips, Rafe. That was awesome. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Good night.